Hello, first grade, and welcome to week 7, lesson 1. My name is Mr. Tang, and we are going to be working on story problems today. Our objective for this lesson, and really the week, is that we will be solving story problems by modeling the action in the problems in order to add and subtract within 20. We're going to take some time and build the foundation today of our story problem routine. Before we get going, let's do a little bit of a warm-up. The directions for this, think about it, say, to start by filling in the missing numbers in the section of the 100 chart below. What do you know about numbers and the patterns on a hundreds chart that help you fill out the missing numbers? Think about it and tell someone sitting around you, or write down on a piece of paper if no one is around you, how you know what the missing numbers are. Are there any clues from the numbers that are filled in? For example, how do I know what comes after 14? Do I have any clues to the patterns of what comes in the tens place or in the ones place? How can I use this 25 to help me figure out what 10 less is going to be? Just some things to think about as you fill out your missing numbers. As we dive headfirst into story problems this week, let's think about some of the things that will help us. So the story problem routine starts with our first step, which is to visualize, picturing the story in your mind. So here are some suggestions in helping you to visualize. If someone is reading the problem to you, close your eyes. Listen as the story problem is read aloud. Try to imagine it as if it was a movie that's happening in your mind. Another helpful tip to visualizing is to read the story problem aloud at least 3 times. This is definitely recommended to help you with your understanding of the problem itself. As you're reading to yourself, ask some of these questions. What do I see? What is happening? What kind of changes are taking place? What do I notice? What do I wonder? And each time you read the problem, layer on another piece of understanding. The next step on the story problem routine is to retell. When possible, retell the story to a partner. If there's someone around you or someone nearby, turn to them and share your personal visualization. Remember to share details. Don't focus on sharing your solutions or your answers, but think about the details. What are you seeing? By retelling this to somebody else, you may want to think about acting out the problem. Share the things that you noticed. Share the things that you wondered. If there's no one around you, maybe you can write this down or even draw a picture. The third step of the story problem routine is to think. Will the end result be more or less than the amount you started with? That's one possible question you can ask yourself. When possible, try to model your problem with manipulatives. If you have counters, number lines, any sort of diagram that you can use to help you model the problem will be helpful. Remember to act out the problem if you require more support. Some other questions to think about are, what do the actions in the problem tell you? What number sentence could you write to match the situation? The next step for the story problem routine is to share your strategies. Sharing your strategies for solving the problem with others. Here are some talk stems that you can use to support your discussion. To solve this problem, I would, or another way to solve this problem is. There's so many different ways to help you reinforce your explanations. Using organizers such as hundreds charts or number lines, using manipulatives to model your strategies. Writing down exactly what you did will help you keep note of the strategies you used, helping you to connect the strategies in order to explain your answer. Right now, it may be a difficult time if you don't have anyone around you to share your strategies with, but don't be afraid to talk to those at home and have them try to understand what you did to solve the problems. If possible, your class meetings are a great place to share your strategies. Let's try this out. Danielle gave her rabbit 13 carrots. The rabbit ate 6 of the carrots in the morning. How many carrots were left? Okay, so I read the problem once, and now I'm going to visualize this. What I want you to do at home right now is to close your eyes. I'm going to read the problem again. Danielle gave her rabbit 13 carrots. The rabbit ate 6 of the carrots in the morning. How many carrots were left? I hope you see that picture of the story in your mind. Now what I want you to do is to retell your story. If there's someone around you, find them and retell to them what this problem was about. If not, write it down. As you're working right now, I'm going to read the problem one more time. And as I read this problem, I want you to start thinking. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Will the end result be more or less than the amount we started with? Do we know how much we started with? What's happening? Danielle gave her rabbit 13 carrots. The rabbit ate 6 of the carrots in the morning. How many carrots were left? As you're working through a solution for this problem, think about the strategies that you're using. Ask yourself, can I explain my answer to somebody else? If not, think more about what you did or how you knew how to solve this problem. As you work through the rest of the story problems in your packet, think about how you're going to be using the story problem routine to help you solve problems like this. Take your time to go through each step of the process. Don't be afraid to reread the problem more than once. Again, we recommend you read it at least 3 times, each time focusing on a different part of the problem. Think about what you notice, what you wonder, and how you solve your problem. Does it make sense to you? If so, see if you can share your strategies that help somebody else make sense of it as well. After working through the story problems in your packet, the story problems on page 34 can be used for additional practice. And when you're ready and comfortable, the story problems on page 35, numbers 3 and 4, can be used as an assessment to turn into your teachers. We hope you enjoyed the lesson today. Good luck, have fun, wash your hands, and do the math.